Hi everyone, Air here. If you thought this episode was powerful, just like me, I want to invite you to make a difference. Right now, all over the world, there are hundreds of thousands of victims of sexual assault and human trafficking fighting for their lives and fighting for their mental health. We have a nonprofit called Flying with Air Women Survivors that is registered as a 5013C in the state of Florida. We want to donate, we want to give, and we want to support our survivors. This nonprofit is dedicated to partnering survivors of sexual assault and human trafficking with an online therapist. This way they can receive their mental health care that they so need and deserve. Please take a moment and go to flyingwithair.org/give and make your donation today. Every dollar counts, and every dollar makes a difference for a survivor. Thank you.
Hi everyone, Air here. So in this interview, I actually dived in deep with Klara Lima, an influencer, manifester, and nutritional well-being and celestial light here in Miami. This episode starts really quickly into numerology, and at first I was thinking about asking the editing team to take it out. But I found it so valuable that I'm going to let us all just dive deep into what she had to say in the very beginning before we get into how the power of speech can influence your manifestation. So enjoy, and as always, thank you for healing with me.
Because let me just say something with this, right? So I'm a big fan of numerology, and I really love to study words and letters in the meaning, and every single name has a certain numerology, has certain number, and the number has a vibration actually. And I'm like, everybody who knows me, they know that I really truly love these things, to go deep inside that and really like go into depth of every single mystery and the hidden knowledge. And it's just such a truthful thing that every name carries vibration. And the easiest thing how to do that is, for example, there's a different type of numerologies, and whatever is vibrating with your heart, people can Google it. There is a lot of types of numerology. Whatever you feel like it's resonating with you, you're gonna put your entire name there, and it gives you one number, and then it gives you like the destiny number, the name number, the soul urge number, and stuff like this. And it's so fascinating how accurate it is. Yeah.
My goodness, I'm gonna definitely dive into that with you, and I might actually ask you to see if you'll do mine. Let me throw in our intro real quick.
Okay, cool. Look, I'm gonna share
gold, and I want to make sure that it's like
because I'm not a specialist. I'm just a student. I study that. I'm not like a specialist, but I'm a student. I like to study that. But I can share whatever whatever I know.
Well, I believe we're all students, and if you ever say you're a master, I'm like, okay. I believe we're all students of life, all students of the journey. So, all right, let me just do the intro in there real quick, and then we'll get started into this party. So, all right. Hi everyone, Air here. I'm super excited to announce I have Klara Lima with us, the legend of Miami manifestation and the legend of making positive speech part of your life. So welcome to the show, and then please give me the proper introduction to how you want to be named, called.
Okay, so basically how I always introduce myself is basically, first, I'm an artist, and everything that I do, I love art, I love to create. So I'm a creator and I'm an artist, because everything I do is based on creation, combination with the knowledge and some common sense, right? So So yeah, that's really the introduction, because I believe that from exactly once you find your passion to create whatever you feel your heart connected with, this is where you can really excel, and this is exactly the direction you should always follow. When what makes your heart beat and what makes your heart bump, that's the key, honestly. And dedicating myself to all these actions and stuff that makes my heart fulfilled, it's always has such a positive outcome, at least in my life. Yeah.
So when I met you, I immediately felt a magnetic pull. I will say that this does not happen a lot for me. Most of the time, I feel like we're going through life and we're having human experiences and we are engaging with other people, and there's a little bit of a resonance, and that's beautiful. But when you walked in the room, and I know that I'm a celestial being and like I have a lot of power in myself, but when you walked in the room, I was like, whoa, here's two like creations of God that are resonating at such a high vibration that I was like, I need to take a step back for a second, like, and just absorb, like, see this masterpiece, because you literally glow in someone's presence, especially if they can read an aura. So when I saw you, I was like, I'm going to resonate with that woman so well, but we are both so powerful that I'm not sure if we're allowed to be in the same room or not for too long. So do you get that
No,
a lot,
I mean,
or was that
like,
just me channeling and seeing
so
into
basically,
you?
I need to tell you something, right? So I don't really go out that much, but when I do go out, I get that a lot. And I found that is a perfect balance to actually save my energy for myself. A lot of times I'm a loner. I like to be by myself because that's how I rejuvenate. That's how I rest. That's how I can really organize my mind. That's how I rejuvenate my energy. Second thing is I learned that if I'm not feeling 100% good, I don't go nowhere, because I don't want to attract something average. You know what I mean? Because it's all about what you are. So that's what you attract and that's what you vibrate. It's not about other people. If you're in your highest, you're gonna attract the same thing. If you're in your lowest, you're gonna attract exactly the same type of people. So if I'm not having my day, I just stay at home. That's it. Oh yeah, I feel
That's
it.
basically me every single full moon. I get invited to a lot of events on the full moon, and I'm like, not today.
I
I'll see you
understand,
in
and I
about 99%.
understand you, because for
Waiting.
women, the moon is extremely, like, we are sort of representation of the moon, right? As a woman.
Yeah. So I know what you mean, but I'm sure a lot of people that are going to be watching this episode may not. So go a little bit deeper for us. Like,
So
what does it mean to be
what
in
it
that
personally
feminine
means
energy
for
with the
me
moon?
is, like, I'm super aware of, like, when I actually know as a new moon or full moon, I really feel that, and it's very intense. It depends which star sign is it involved. Like, for example, one of the most intense one was a Scorpio. Oh my God. That's like because I'm a Scorpio. I'm a Sun Scorpio and I have a stellium in Scorpio. So I have like 4 different planets in Scorpio. I have a Pluto, Mercury, Venus in Sun in Scorpio in the 3rd house, which is the house of communication in my birth chart. So my mind works really like, when you have this type of stellium, you're all about communication, writing, also thinking. It's some sort of depth. If you have a stellium and Scorpio in any house, it's gonna affect you somehow. But yes, like the full moon, new moon, I'm gonna share some of my rituals, what I do on a full moon. So basically, full moon, how I absorb it, how I perceive full moon is like so intense that it's time to let go, right? It's time to let go. It's time to, like, it was the events were like manifesting and manifesting. And sometimes, we, from how I see that we cannot control every single day, every single thing. We can only control how we think and what we speak and basically how we behave, but everything around us, sometimes life hits. Sometimes there are situations out of our control. So everything that is manifesting from the new moon to the full moon, then it has to be detoxed and released. This is why women have the cycle. That's how we detox. And I see it very similar, the cycle, So the full moon is there to let go. It's really good to do ritual. Write down on a paper what you don't want in your life, or actually not what you don't want, what you're thankful for, and let it go. Because I have to correct myself. We should never actually say what we don't want, because it's irrelevant. That's how we attract it. If we are thankful for everything and just write down on a paper, thank you for serving me for this amount of time. I'm ready to let you go. It can be about any person, any situation, any lesson. This is how we let go. When it's a new moon, this is a time to start to fill the cup with our manifestation, with our wishes, with our desires and goals, whatever. And we have to really focus, and again, the way how to put everything together is through the gratitude that we have for what we already have. Sometimes I kind of notice in this society as if it is kind of hard task to find the balance between having ambition and being happy with what you have, because it's a big controversy. How do I have ambition when I'm supposed to be grateful for what I have? So to finding the right emotion between those two, because here in the United States, and actually in United States, it's a very career-driven country. Everybody has to be on the top of everything. People have to really perform. People have to be better every day. This is how this country is set up. So people are pushed harder and harder and harder. And then where do you actually have time to be grateful for that? And if you are grateful for that, why do you want more, right? This is a great question. And this is like a thing that is very hard to, or actually it is very challenging to find where is the right balance between those two, between the gratitude and between the drive. Do you have anything that you want to say with that?
So one thing that really stuck out to me was the fact that when you were talking about like what I don't want, I know that the universe, and I've been studying manifestation for, I would say, about the last 7 years, and how to really manifest yourself out of situations. And when you're in these tough circumstances, right? Like let's say you're in between jobs, or for me, I'm a survivor of human trafficking, or you have going through this extremely dark time, all you can really think about is the negative, right? Like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be doing this. I don't want to have this card deck, right? I want a different deck. But the universe doesn't know English, right? It doesn't know Spanish. It doesn't know Gaelic. All it knows is feelings, right? And energy work. So it only can respond to, I'm being negative, right? So does that mean that she wants negativity and to feed it back to her? So during these dark times, I have to remind myself, just like you said, the gratitude just elevates your vibration so much to get you out of that mindset. And that can be so difficult when you're going through a hard time, right? And so you came on board, and when we were talking about this episode, you wanted to touch base on like positive speech, right? I know that you are like a legendary manifester because I've seen it like in person with you, and I've seen it on your page, and you're a public figure. Like people go to you for this. So how do you kind of guide somebody through like positive speech
So
when it comes to
you want
manifestation
to know
and healthy
like
living
what
in
I
general?
say to myself to get certain results or what? Okay, so I tell you my method, how I use that, right? Because everybody, again, as I said, everybody is a student of that. And I really believe that you should call yourself what you want to become. What is your goal? So always, I always
Okay.
do my best to talk about myself highly. And I kind of noticed that when I'm coaching people, a lot of people insult themselves, like for real, not even as a joke. And it should not be even never done as a joke. But I noticed that the insult to yourself, it's basically, it's really one of the worst things you can do to yourself. No matter what a situation is, you have to keep every single day the faith in your mind, the faith that whatever is happening right now, this is just a stage, as a phase. Because I did have phases in my life that it was challenging mentally to overcome, that sometimes we don't even see or we don't observe that we are in the darkness. We can be surrounded by so much toxicity or with people who are not serving to us. And I would say it's always comes from a low self-esteem, that we don't want better for ourselves. This is one of the main reasons why people don't grow or they don't do anything, because they feel like they don't deserve anything better. And it can be challenging. For example, if you are dealing with a relationship where you have been insulted, or coming from a family that never believed in you, it's very challenging to reprogram our mind. And at the end of the day, we all gonna do that, though. We're gonna find a way how to do that, because that's really the key to reprogram. I know it can take time. I'm aware of that. Nobody came here knowing everything. You know, we all came here learning. And what I noticed is that the more I'm staying with my actions, with my habits, and with the way I always carry myself as a queen, and I believe that, you know, so then it radiates out. It's just as simple as that. I just really believe that, and then I radiate it out. And every single woman should find the goddess or the queen inside herself through anything that she shines in. You know, every woman has a different beauty vibration. It can be really beauty of being beauty of having a natural beauty, or beauty of being like the etheric queen, you know what I mean? Like there is, or there is women who are just very petite and could just radiate the feminine energy, super feminine energy. So every woman has some extremely beautiful energy, and they need to find it. They need to realize, what is my superpower? Because that's how I have to build. There's no need to try to be anybody else than you already are. You just have to bring the best out of you, and you have to keep bringing it. And that's really the key. And then what I personally do is I use my fears and my doubts to push me harder, whatever I do. I really use it that way. Like I always say to myself, no matter what my mind tells me, because our mind can be the trickster. Our brain is a big liar, you know. But then more you train the faith, the intuition, and the self mastery, in terms of, okay, this is the reality. It's not as bad as my brain is telling me, and I have to get myself out of the darkness. I have to really believe that this is the stage and I'm just passing through. Basically, I don't even know how to really explain it, but this is how I'm doing it. This is how I'm operating, because sometimes we live in a world where almost everybody is a little bit, or at least women. I don't know for men, but women, they can live under big pressure when it comes to being a woman. Men, they have a different challenges. Men, they have a challenge when it comes to career and work and being better than the other men, but this is not really our world. So I'm just speaking for women, that we go through cycles, we go through um, different emotions. We are emotional beings, so we go through different emotions, and we have to find so much strength as a woman to balance everything out, so it makes sense. Because if you let your emotion drag you down, oh my God, that's not a good idea. It's a rabbit hole, yeah.
That gets
And
dark
as for
very
women, it
fast, that
can lead
rabbit hole,
towards
for
addictions, towards really everything. And this is, and to have some sort of addiction, especially alcohol. I wanted to mention as well the reason why you told me that my vibration is high. One of the biggest reasons is because I don't drink alcohol at all. I'm completely sober for 3 years. And I stay out of weed. I don't really, the weed as well is not good for you. It doesn't make you any better or anything. So it depends from person to person. But this is personally what dramatically and drastically changed my life for better, like for so much better, like everything, like my skin, my weight, like I lost a lot of weight, my skin started to glow up, like my relationships got so much better. I live in the real world, it's beautiful. I'm so grateful. Like it's a really big blessing. Sobriety is a huge blessing. And yeah.
Well, that's just a version of like escapism, right? And so, and as females particularly, we have this kind of deep intuition that if we're not in control of our emotions, we do want to escape, right? Like if I can't, let's say I can't get this person to love me back, right? The easiest thing for me to do is go eat a huge thing of ice cream, right? And just kind of soak in that like loneliness or that like that sadness type of emotion. But that goes forth and it manifests, other toxic relationships or more loneliness. The same thing would happen with alcohol or marijuana or any other type of depressant as well.
Well, when it comes to fat food, it even has a really bad effect on the female body, and sugar, everything is obviously not good. And then it's like what I kind of think that one thing we have to really master as women to always keep ourselves good, because that's the only thing we can really control. Is you, your mind, your body, your spirit, and your heart. Nothing else. You can't really control that. We can't control everything that is happening around us, but we can control what we eat every day, right? That's a decision that we make. And I do understand. I went through anorexia, I went through bulimia, I went through emotional eating. I was in the episodes where I lost 80 pounds up and down. I was insane. So I know exactly how women feel, especially about emotions, because food can be a drug. And if we don't find a way how to be inside, to have the balance inside, to really, and the nutrition also, because mental balance, if you don't have the nutrition, it's not going to be maintainable. It makes no sense. The nutrition is so important to really start to believe that you love healthy food. And that's the only thing that you really love. And brainwash yourself. Same like we, as a humans, we are brainwashed for so many non-serving beliefs through media. Yeah, through media, through really, like it's all about sales, right? So they make you believe you need so many things to be happy, and that's not true at the end of the day. So all I'm trying to say that the best idea is to always dedicate your time to really love yourself and love your body, and don't put any toxins in it, and make the decision, because it's so important. That was the best decision. It looks like a one decision to stop drinking alcohol, right? but it's such a dramatic decision, because once you stop to do I call it a slow suicide, because it is a slow suicide. Alcohol is literally the most dangerous drug. Like, if you put statistics, this is how most people die. They don't die of cigarettes or heroin, they die of alcohol and accidents associated with alcohol. So, and it's so popular everywhere. And I'm like, you know what? And I started to see around me, I'm so grateful for that. So many people are actually stop drinking alcohol, and their life really goes up. Their vibration, it's like, it's so life-changing. One habit, if you stop doing that, people would not believe how dramatic change it is, because it clears, it basically makes you live in the truth. You live in the truth. You don't live in the lie. Alcohol creates a fake persona out of you. It gives you a fake confidence. It gives you fake friends. It gives you fake situations. It's not real. So you can never, it's all fake. It's everything. And then on the top, you can not build anything solid or real connection, because it's not, there's nothing real about it. Yeah.
I would go to far as to say that when you are out of your correct consciousness, you are no longer in an ability to manifest the things that you do want, right? So if my mind is altered because I'm intoxicated 3 or 4 times a week, and just so you know, I rarely drink myself. Like, I cannot and has never been able to hop on board with drinking. Like, I never went to parties. At the most, I might have like a glass of wine like once a month, and I just can't. And even if I go get that glass of wine, I drink like half of it. Like, why aren't you drinking? And I'm like, for some reason, my vibration does not resonate with alcohol. Like, I cannot
Yeah, you're
make
blessed.
it happen. And I'm actually quite glad I can't make it happen, right? So like, I'm beyond like, okay, this isn't for me. That's fine. There's a greater purpose or a different purpose for me. Now, when I think about it, especially with everything you just taught me, I'm thinking, let's think of someone trying to start their manifestation journey. If they have alcohol in their system, or if they have any drug, right? Because there's so many different drugs out there.
No, I
can't
kind of
manifest
disagree,
anything.
because
Would you agree with that?
so what happens when you do have
Because
alcohol in your
positive.
system? You open your natural protection that you do have as a light being, as a human being. You lose that, because if you know you're doing, to me, it is some sort of breaking, you're messing up with your aura, messing up with your energy. You know, it's there is no beneficial about that, honestly. So when you give up the protection, like, and you do it and you know what you're doing, then it's your responsibility, right? And then you are easy, kind of approachable by different spirits, different energies, different entities. So this is why people actually drink, because it feels great, right? This is why it's called spirits as well. Yeah, it's spirits, right? So you are possessed by a different spirit that make you, sometimes it makes complete sense, because sometimes people turn very aggressive, or they turn extremely loud, like they're not themselves, you know what I mean? So it's not the authentic you, and you don't even know what is operating through you. And this is probably the biggest danger out of all, because you don't really know what is operating through you, and you gave permission by the consumption. I'm not even saying, look, I'm not saying 1 glass a month, that's something. No, I'm saying about somebody who is really going really hard 5 times a week, 4 times a week, who drinks so much, you know what I mean? That's a very different than have 2 sips or 3 sips. Because it's not like, that's not like escapism, it's more for taste, and it's more, you get what I'm saying, right? When you're doing that unresponsibly, and when you really escape and 100%, you are on the top, when you're drinking and you're depressed, that's the worst. Forget about that one, because you already have a very low vibration, and you're putting even poison on the top on you. So the result of my life, what I was doing for so many years, I will tell you the whole result of this whole experience of mine with drinking for so many years, maybe in a different episode. But what I want to bring up right now is like, it's really nothing beneficial. And every person has a different stage and different phase and basically different path, different journey. There is no one advice for everybody. That's a lie. And it doesn't even work like that. Like, your journey is different than mine. But I'm sharing my journey, and what works for my journey was to really stop completely drinking age 29, and I was done, you know. But some people, they maybe need a little bit more time to go through that, to really experience everything they agree on to experience on their path, and then just leave it. Or there are some people who will never stop, and then we all know the results, right? When somebody is 50, 60 years old, like.
And that goes for anything. If you aren't in control of your day-to-day, then there's no way that you're going to have a good result, right? And so whether you're taking away something or adding something, and it could be something good too, right? For working out, like exercise, that seems like a very good thing on the surface, right? You're moving your body, your energy's flowing, you know, your qigong is going. But if you work out excessive, you're no longer in control, right? And you get kind of the same negative feedback loop back. So I want to dive into something a little bit different about positive speech with you. So you said very clearly that you always represent yourself as a queen, and I 100% can see that in you. How do you talk to yourself?
I write down.
Is it always
I'm writing down. I'm actually, the only thing that I'm writing down is what I'm grateful for, and what I actually desire. I never say I will get it, or I say thank you for this. I already have it, and then. Yeah.
Okay, so for what you future want, you're already saying thank you for it, not just what you currently have.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you give me a couple of examples on how like somebody could correctly write that out, or is it a question?
If you want a nice car, I will give an example with the car. You don't say, "Oh, I will get this car," or "Please give me this car. I want this car." No, it's very simple. Thank you for this BMW or Maserati or Porsche, whatever people want. Thank you for this so much. I love this car. I love this car. You have to feel the emotion of the love. That's how I was able to attract a lot of things, a lot of opportunities, a lot of business opportunities, because I was feeling already like, how does it feel? And I daydream a lot, actually, and that helps, I guess. That actually helps. Like, I do have a moon in Pisces and 28 degrees. You too? Yeah. In 28 degrees? Oh my.
Me too.
28 degrees?
A twin
Pisces
moon. Yes,
that's the intense one. You know that, right? That's like we are halfway somewhere else. We're halfway in the.
I know.
So basically, people with moon in Pisces, first, the most important lesson for them is to set the boundaries, because we are very kind-hearted. Naturally, we want to nurture. That's our nature, you know, and
we want to feel connected. I feel like that was a huge thing for me, and something I have to be very active with now is like, I have so much love to give, right? And you have so much love to give at such a high vibration. We want that connection and to set those boundaries.
It's about to meet the right person who will really balance it out and not gonna take advantage of that. It's really about that. to meet the right person. But again, it needs to be some work done on ourselves first, before. Yeah.
So go into it. You said, first off, there's the emotion aspect. Tell them about the 28
degrees.
I feel like you're going to say it way better.
With the moon, to me, what it means for me is like the highest degrees of first psychic abilities. Yeah, it's a very strong for psychic abilities, and moon in Pisces. Also, empathy and empathy. Empathetic. You're empathetic towards others.
Last part.
Empathetic, yeah, right. And so also super artistic. Actually, the art. The art is there. Yeah, it's a very strong aspect for art.
You're a Scorpio Pisces. Yeah. That's a lot of intense water. A lot of. So you journal, and when you go to journal, do you keep it very high level, or do you go very in detail? And what I mean by that is, do you just say, thank you for my Tesla, or do you say, thank you for my Tesla I got via
the only thing that is always
XYZ.
Really important to say is to say in the best interest of all. That's what I learned, because the universe will give you what you want, and you need to make sure it's going to happen non-harmful way, so nobody gets hurt. Because sometimes it can be very, like it can happen through, I don't want to say nothing, but we all know, you know what I mean? Like it can happen through another person's misery or something, and we don't want that. So what is important to say in the best interest of all, so where everybody is happy, or where the situation is best for everybody. That's really, really important to say, because otherwise it is kind of selfish to just basically not thinking about results for anything else than what you want. And this is why I say I write in my journal these things. But what is important though is to actually desire stuff that you need to really make sure that is nothing selfish. Like you don't want someone else mad, for example. That's horrible.
Mm-hmm. So when you go to manifest, do you ever manifest with other people, or really is it more of a solo project?
People. I tell them how to do that. I guide them, but I don't do. I'm doing that with them. Yes, but I am not doing anything for anybody else, because then first, everybody should learn this by themselves. Everybody has this ability. We're human beings, and we are spiritual. And it's magic.
Is that magic behind
you?
He's here. I didn't know he was. Oh,
yeah. Me too. I'm a cat lover.
Sorry, I just love cats, so I was immediately like, all right, magic, you're manifesting with us now. So you
for
said
example,
that you manifest with
when
somebody,
I pray with my husband,
how does that look
it's a
for
form
you?
of manifestation. Yeah. I say when I pray with my husband, for example, it's a form of manifestation.
What's the last part?
Yeah, when you do something with your partner, then with your words you manifest that. And I believe that when the people have a connection, they're on the same frequency, it's really strong, actually. Yeah.
Do you believe that they have to be at the same vibration, or can you manifest with somebody that is trying to increase their vibration? For instance, like, let's say that there's two people going through a circumstance, and one of them's having a really rough time, right? The other one is resonating at a very higher frequency or higher vibration. Do you believe that that's a good match, or do you think that both people need to be in a good state?
You're gonna protect yourself first, energetically. That's the number one rule for me. no matter how much I love you, I need to make sure that I'm able to function. Because sometimes, especially for Moon in Pisces, that can be no. Moon in Pisces, we are a great helpers and guides and healers, but we need to learn how to protect ourselves. That's the rule number one, because if you don't protect yourself, then you cannot help nobody else energetically. Like, then you become the part of the problem, you know, because you're like this. You can't do that to yourself. So, what is really, so how to do that, right? My friend, she taught me a really amazing technique how to do that. She told me to kind of like raise my hands and put my energy in, because we have energy and power in our hands. And you need to go around your entire body and imagine that you have like a gold or white, whatever color resonates with you more, protection, like a dust or air. And you need to imagine that this is your protection. And you say that this is a ball around you that only allows light, good energy, positive energy, and spirits of ancestors in your circle. What is important when you do this ritual, you don't say that what you don't want. Like people say, oh, protect me against all this evil. No, don't even say that, because then it's again the universe doesn't, from my knowledge, the universe doesn't know it doesn't know any negatives. So just say what you want in your circle, and the rest.
Do you use like different tools, or are you completely celestial in your manifestation? Do you use like tarot or tea
Yeah,
leaf
sometimes
or
I
oracle,
do use light cards.
anything of those natures to
Yeah,
help you
I have a
manifest,
light
or is
card.
it always
That's like the best for me. That's the cards that I'm so connected with.
Okay.
The light cards, and I love those cards, and those cards actually love me, and that's the most important. That they like me.
That's important. Like having a relationship with your deck, it can take a long time. Kind of like finding a husband.
You
right?
just
You gotta
said
go
that
through
finding
some
the
decks.
right
You gotta
deck
choose
is
some
like
bad
finding the right
ones.
husband.
But you find yes. That's gonna be like the coin of this episode. Finding the right deck is like finding the right husband. No, mine's very medicinal. Like I have several that I've been able to help teach other people to like use tarot, and of course like the writer's deck is the very elementary deck. But mostly the green deck is what
can
my
you show
deck
me
is.
some?
It's all medicinal. The green deck. Yeah. So
Yeah.
let me. If you can entertain everybody for about 3 seconds, I'll go. Deal.
So guys, we're gonna have a great deck right now. It's gonna be amazing. I'm very excited. So guys, I really hope that you're taking notes, because I'm sharing here with you everything that I feel like I should share with you. And we have her back. Fine.
I'm so nerdy when it comes to this. So first off, this is my little booklet for it. It's made out of bear skin, which is another form of protection, because the bear is about being loyal, and it's about courage, strength. So that's the only thing that's not really vegan about me when it comes to my practice. As you know, I'm Gaelic by heart, so all of my cards are very Gaelic based. So let me see if I can pick out a couple here. So you guys probably recognize like the lovers card. Has like the two people that are standing next to each other. The lovers for like paganism, or for like a Gaelic nature, not technically pagan. It's like it's two people under a huge oak tree, which is for protection. They're
Can you pull
holding
me a card?
hands. They're in love and in partnership.
Can you please pull
So-
me a card?
One more time. Pull you a card? Okay. Just because I love you. Let's see. Okay.
Oh,
So this card
surprisingly.
would be the Ace of Wands.
This is my favorite one.
Surprisingly. Ooh, why do you say that?
Mhm.
Really? So the Ace of Wands, aces are all about new beginnings, fresh starts, high intensity energy, and then also going for your goals and your dreams. It's a fire element card, so it's very motivated. It's very much sacral energy as well, which the Scorpio, for instance, like you are, Scorpio is a water sign, but it is a very fiery sign, right? It's very much like, let's get our goals, let's, set the tone, everything of that nature. So, but what does it mean to you? Because I'm curious. You're another
What do you
celestial
say?
being with power.
High frequency.
What does the Ace of Wands mean to you?
Thank you.
We'll put those away for the day, but my pleasure. So before we wrap up here, I'm just curious if there is anything when it comes to manifestation or healthy living or the power of positive speech that you're like, if I could only share one thing with you, what would that
The
be?
key is to believe. The key is to believe.
Is to believe.
Well, that's
When
the
you're
key.
first starting
You're
out, that
gonna-
belief can be
you're
pretty
gonna
hard, though.
believe that.
So
honestly,
is there like
there
a
are
way-
ways. You have to get your mind click, but you need to believe it. Like that's the thing. The belief, the belief.
as if
That's
there's
the key.
no other option?
That's all I have. That's very simple. Like I really believe that my life is amazing, and I always have this grandiose future. And I believe that, and I do things for that. And I believe that so much that the doors are opening. Belief is the key. Belief.
Belief
Yeah.
is the key. Okay. Short, simple, it's to the point,
Yes.
and it leaves no
Believe
excuses,
that it's going
right? It's
to
just
have a
like,
good
just do it.
outcome.
Just believe. So, okay. Now you're adding to it. Believe that it's going to have a good outcome. That could be hard sometimes, for sure. I would say that one of the things that I've been working on in my journey is I'm an overthinker, which resonates with Geminis that are in low octave, right? Like they'll think themselves into a rabbit hole. So for me, the way I'm going to apply what you just shared to me is just believe. There's no point in entertaining the thought any further. Just believe it's going to have a good outcome. Don't overthink. All right, love. Tell everybody where they can find you and
Thank
what
you so
projects you're
much. So
working on. If
basically,
they want to
you can
work
find
with
me
you
on
and
Instagram here. I guess you see my name. It's TheKlaralima, the Klara Lima. And I do actually creative direction. I'm doing also consulting for brands and for people, helping them to guide through manifestations. And I do as well TV. I'm shooting my own podcast right now. So I do everything when it comes to media because I do have a 10th house in Gemini, which is the media career. So I'm just following my purpose, which I love. Yeah, I want to see
I'm
that.
gonna have to share my chart with you. You're gonna see so many similarities. You're gonna love it.
Out of this world.
What is the name of your podcast?
Thank you.
Out of
It's
this
not
world.
out. It's not
So
out
definitely
yet.
go check out her podcast. She is a legend It's
Yes.
not
Perfect.
okay. Well,
Right
maybe by
here.
the time this comes out, it will be out. Pun intended. So definitely connect with her on Instagram. That way you'll know exactly when it is out, right? And then if you want to work with her, DM her, email her. I know she's amazing. She vibrates at such a high level.
I really
And
appreciate it.
until then, thank you for healing with us, everybody.
Take care, dear. It was a pleasure. Thank
Have a
you
great
so much.
night.
Perfect. Okay, I'll talk to you
This is
soon.
wonderful. Everything I wanted
Bye.
it to be. Definitely. Bye. There you have it, everybody. Carla Lima, the legend, the manifester, the woman that literally, when she walked in the room, I could not believe it because she resonated at such a high level. I was very fortunate to be able to have this conversation about manifestation. I am very much on the journey of uncovering what it means to manifest not only our emotions and our goals into fruition, but to also get in control of our mindset. We're constantly growing in our mind and we're constantly trying to get to that next level, but occasionally we need to rest and we need to find balance. So thank you so much for tuning in with this live with Carla Lima, and listen to the show notes and watch the show notes if you have any other questions. Goodbye and love.